Alright guys, the next episode of Knowledge is Money is going to be on the Kennedy half dollar. And the Kennedy half dollar plays a crucial role in United States coins for multiple reasons, which we will get into throughout this video. One of the major contributions of this coin is the fact that it replaced the Benjamin Franklin half dollar before it had run the 25 years that Congress has to abide by, that the coin has to run for 25 years. It only ran from 1948 to 1963, which was well under the 25 years. It was only about 15. And the reason why was Kennedy was assassinated, so they decided to replace the coin with one depicting President Kennedy. Another crucial point to this is that what they did is they, in 1963, immediately after Kennedy was assassinated, there was a idea to replace the Franklin half dollar with the Kennedy half dollar, and they asked, at the time, Jackie Kennedy if she agreed to the design, and they then created the Kennedy half dollar, which at the time was a 90% silver coin. However, this is where another crucial point in American history comes in. They had removed the silver out of coins in 1964, except for the half dollar. They replaced it with one of these, which is a 40% silver coin. Then that was later replaced with a clad coin. So this is actually a crucial intersection in half dollar history. And it's also one of the coins that is not really used anymore. People don't really use the half dollar. It wasn't really popular in the modern era, and as of 2002 they no longer circulate Kennedy half dollars. They only sell them in mint sets and proof sets and collector rolls. People that do coin roll hunting and things like that, however, do find some new ones, but it would be that somebody took it out of like a mint roll and put it into circulation. But the Kennedy half dollar had three varieties: a 90% silver, 40% silver, and a clad version because of that. And it's a crucial point in American history to depict a just deceased president. It was the first, one of the first times that they had done that. The previous time was the Roosevelt dime. When Roosevelt had passed away, they tried to put it in effect as soon as possible. So that's just a little brief history on it, and there are multiple varieties of the Kennedy half dollar, which we will get into in this video. Okay, the design of the Kennedy half dollar. The obverse of the Kennedy half dollar has a bust of President Kennedy. It has Liberty across the top of the coin, "In God We Trust" underneath his neck, and the date on the bottom. Now the reverse of the coin has the seal of the United States, which you will see in places like the White House, and it's the eagle with all the stars, the 50 stars, with the olive branches and stuff in his talons. And you will see half dollar on the bottom and United States of America across the top. And all the varieties had the same design, no matter what the composition was. Okay, we're now going to get into the designer initials on the obverse of the coin, which was designed by Gilroy Roberts. You will see a underneath the bust, right up above the "we," there is a GR for Gilroy Roberts, and on the reverse, up above the eagle feathers and below the talon on the right side, you will see an FG for Frank Gasparro. Alright, the Kennedy half dollar. The obverse of the coin was designed by Gilroy Roberts, and a little bit about him is he was known as a sculptor and gemstone carver, and he was the 9th chief engraver of the United States Mint, and he designed the obverse of the coin. And there will be another clip after this that I'll tell you about the reverse of the coin. And this is the only coin that he designed. Then he got into some commemorative metal kind of things with the Franklin Mint. But now I'm going to switch you off to who made the reverse of the coin. So again, I'll show you a picture of the obverse. And now we're going to talk about the reverse and who designed that. So this is the only coin that he designed for the United States. Okay, so the designer of the reverse of this coin is Frank Gasparro. I'm not going to talk about him too much, but he worked under John R. Sinnock first, and then he produced some coins on his own in the late 50s through the 70s. I'll let you see the Lincoln Memorial video if you want to see more on that. Okay, the compositions of the Kennedy half dollar. The first composition, which was used in 1964 and again for proofs from 1992 to present, they make a silver proof that's the same composition. It is 90% silver. It is 10% copper. So I'll show you this is a silver proof here. This one happens to be a 1992. They are 90% silver, 10% copper, which ends up being 3.36169 ounces. So just under 4/10 of an ounce of silver. And they would weigh 12.5 grams. Then we go to the second composition, which is the silver clad, as they call it, which is an outer layer of 80% silver and 20% copper, and an inner layer of 20.9% silver and 79.1% copper, which gives you a total composition of 40% silver and 60% copper, and it weighed 11.5 grams, and it had 0.1479 ounces of silver, so just under a 1/15 of an ounce of silver. And this is what one of those would look like. And then the final, which is the clad version, it is a outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, and a pure copper inner core, and it weighed 11.34 grams, which would be like one of these. This is a clad proof. And all of them had a reeded edge, as you can see here. I'll try to... They all had a reeded edge, and they were all 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Okay, circulation strikes of these were minted at the Denver and Philadelphia mints, and they also made collection issues, mostly proofs, but also a few uncirculated, like in the case of the Bicentennial 76. They made some at San Francisco. Mostly they were all collector issues. The mint mark, I'd have to pull one up with a mint mark to show you. The mint mark is on the obverse underneath the neck, usually in between the middle two numbers of the date. Okay, now mintages. Silver issues are very, very common. That is why so many people do these, which is just junk silver. There's very many of them out there. The 1964, there are estimated to be 273 and 156 million, respectively, between Philadelphia and Denver. And the 1965 is the lowest of the circulating silver clads, which was 65 million, which is still very common. And all the other ones from 67 to 69 were between 100 and 300 million. The key date of the silver ones is the 1970D, which was only issued in mint sets, and it was just under 2.2 million. Now when it comes into the clad variety, all are common. All of them are over 10 million or more, most of them in 20, 30 million, all the way up until 2002. Then the circulation ones get really low into the few millions or less, but that is because they stopped circulating them, and that became part of the issue. And the proof coins are approximately between 2 to 4 million for most of the clad proofs, which are very affordable to get. The silver proofs are usually between 1 and 2 million, so they're a little bit rarer. But those are all the mintages of what most of these are. So there really are no monster killers. There's not one that's like 30,000 or something. They're all very fairly affordable for mintages. Okay, now we're going to get into key dates. The first key date of the series is a variety of the 1964 proof had an accented hair, which I'm going to show you here. Here's the variety of the heavily accented hair. It just means that there was extra hairlines added in the Kennedy's portrait. That is the in a lot of typesets, they actually consider that a coin that is a must of a typeset. Other coins that are key to the series, there's a 1974 Denver double die obverse, which is a key one. There's not really too many other ones. There are the 79 and 81 proof type 1s and type 2s, just like all the other coins, and the type 2s are the rarer of both of those, but not real rare. They're actually fairly common for the Kennedys, as opposed to some of the other coins. And then besides that, there's not really much else. Except for the 1998, there was a silver matte finish that was used as a special commemorative set with Robert Kennedy and John Kennedy, and that one goes for about $125 because it was a very low mintage. It was only in the amount that was in the set. But besides that, all the other ones are fairly common. A few of the silver proofs can get a little bit more expensive than the other ones, just because they were in rarer sets, like the 93, the 94, the 95, the 96 and 97s, that green box series, the purple box series too. Those silver ones can get a little bit expensive there. but everything else is very affordable. The only other thing to pay attention for as well is you could also find wrong compositions, like for example a 1965 that was made out of 90% silver instead of 40% silver, or a 1971 made out of 40% silver when it should have been clad. Also the bicentennials, which we're not really going to talk about in this series because I'm going to do a whole separate episodes with those. You could have got like a 1977 that was in the 40% that they used for the bicentennial. So it's like that off metal. But besides that, that's pretty much all of the key dates and all of the information they need to know about the Kennedy half dollar. So it's a very affordable set, especially the clad. If you're going to build like an uncirculated set, you can pick these up for, you know, $2 a piece or something, and then the silver ones will cost you a little bit, but for like $150, $200, you can have a complete uncirculated set and have the matte finish ones and all that, and you're pretty decent. There's only a few that are going to set you back that are really kind of specialized. But this is the next episode of Knowledge is Money, and please stay tuned to the next ones. There's a few more left. There's about 4 left in the series on dollar coins, and then we'll be working on another season for a later date. So stay tuned, and hope you enjoyed watching, and just keep supporting us, and thank you.